Once in a small town, there was a boy named Ethan. He possessed exceptional intelligence
and talent.
but unfortunately, he often took these gifts for granted. Ethan's friend Jake, on the other hand, faced numerous struggles with his studies, despite putting in a significant amount of effort and dedication. As the finals approached, Ethan spent his days engrossed in video games, overly confident that he could effortlessly ace the exams. Meanwhile, Jake tirelessly studied, feeling a constant fear that all his hard work might not be enough to ensure success. On the day of the math final, Jake was particularly anxious. To his surprise, just before the exam started, Ethan discreetly slipped him a piece of paper. This paper was filled with all the answers they would need for the test. Ethan whispered to Jake, "Don't worry, just use this." Jake found himself torn. Deep down, he knew that cheating was morally wrong, but the overwhelming fear of failing consumed him. Eventually, he succumbed to the fear and glanced at the answers on the paper a few times before quickly jotting them down. As he left the exam, a feeling of inner conflict enveloped him. The next day, the teacher, Mr. Harris, gathered the students to announce the results. As expected, Ethan had excelled in the exam. However, something unexpected happened when Mr. Harris called Jake aside. Despite his constant struggles, Jake had achieved an unusually high score. Harris, aware of Jake's hardships, decided to investigate further, approaching Jake with a mix of concern and pride. Mr. Harris asked, "Jake, your hard work is admirable, but I have to inquire, did you receive any outside assistance on this test?" Jake's heart raced as he found himself confronted with the consequences of his actions. After a moment of internal battle, he mustered the courage to confess everything. Mr. Harris sighed deeply, but he also appreciated Jake's honesty. Believing in the power of second chances, Mr. Harris made the decision to give Jake another opportunity, allowing him to retake the exam. Ethan, meanwhile, weighed down by the immense burden of guilt, realized that his act of helping Jake cheat had done more harm than good. That night, he approached Jake, genuinely remorseful, and offered his heartfelt apology. He promised Jake that from that moment forward, he would be there to support him in his studies. Jake graciously accepted Ethan's apology, understanding the sincerity behind his friend's words. With Ethan's genuine help and guidance, Jake retook the exam, this time showing his true capabilities and passing solely on his own merit. This experience taught both boys a valuable lesson about the value of hard work and integrity. From then on, Ethan and Jake treasured the importance of putting in the necessary effort to achieve success. They understood that true accomplishment is not something that can be taken or borrowed, but rather earned through genuine dedication and integrity.